15-2 in individual map wins for Tundra. So do you think that with this new patch, everything's been a little bit different here? It could be the difference maker between the two teams facing off today.
Of course, I mean, when you have a big patch, anything can happen. But they are playing with a stand-in on OG, so we'll have to see how that works out in their favor. Some teams level up when they have a stand-in. Other teams struggle a bit harder. And you are replacing Taiga, one of the bigger voices on the team, right? He's pretty much known for being one of the veterans at this point on a team full of youngsters. So we'll see if they can still have the same type of communication and map plays with him missing.
Yeah, Aramis, of course, one of those players who's been around the scene for a couple years now. You know, we could look at all the way to Viking GG days, what happened after that. He's always been around. He was also talking about Aramis that he's a very capable, very similar play style player as Taiga is. So I guess in that sense, it makes a lot of sense putting him into the team as a stand-in, very good option to go for. But, bringing out the Spirit Breaker in all senses, I maybe see a little bit of bias as well from T-Gunner's direction with the Spirit Breaker. Is that just an easy hero for a stand-in to also just kick it into the team and, do the stars align?
I mean, maybe. Spirit Breaker in general is one of the easier heroes in Dota. The only thing that might be complex about this hero is, knowing what to skill and which order to skill it in. That's pretty much it. Outside of that, and laning phase is pretty tricky too, because you're a weak laner on this hero. That's probably why they picked the Venomancer, a very strong laner, to offset how weak the Spirit Breaker can be. But you've got a lot of cool things going for you when you pick Spirit Breaker in this patch. He was buffed up a little bit. He can make a lot of pressure happen towards the mid lane with his Queen of Pain there. 9 is going to have to be a bit careful for those early rotations. We are seeing this Lycan. This is a hero that we don't see very often in the mid lane, and it's mainly since the Water Rune changes, where just buying a bottle is pretty OP, and you can just always sustain, and you can pick heroes that generally have higher impact and can rotate across the map. Lycan can't do a ton of that, but he can sustain pretty well against the Queen of Pain. He does have the Feral Impulse to give him that extra HP regen, rushing the Helm of Iron Will as well. Very curious to see on how this mid lane is going to go, and can Aramis any impact there.
Also think that considering the different type of draft approach from Tundra into this specific game one, does that leave us with more question marks on how the laning stage is actually going to be played out from maybe Tundra's side? Does OG feel like they have a bit of an advantage coming into this one? We talked about the Veno, which is, super annoying to play against from time to time, but also has its weaknesses.
Oh, careful, I think so.
Well, I mean, we might just see potentially Soxa drop low, not killed at least, and Yoragi also taking a few hits, but First Blood still going to be left undecided for now. But back to the laning stage part, you feel like there are more open questions to be answered in due time?
There's a lot of questions of this patch, and what can be good and what's not. There's a lot of interesting things. We're seeing the Clinks as a support. This is something I've been playing a little bit as well. It can be incredibly OP if he's allowed to just spam the tar bombs on you over and over again. However, this hero has no defensive abilities. You can Death Pact, get your health back. However, you are quite susceptible to being all-in and killed in the laning stage, and I don't know if 33 can help him, so we're going to have to see if OG can make that happen, because if they don't, Clinks, he will harass you and he will hit you hard.
Yeah, Clinks is definitely one of those annoying heroes to play up against in the lane, and I think it was Kezu who also mentioned earlier on today that this is one of the unanswered heroes up till this point, where in the high-level pubs, it's just really difficult to find an answer. How do we punish this in the lane, after the lane? What is the real, the moment of courage, basically, that kicks in where you can actually fight against this hero? But, some supports, they just seem more peskier until somebody finds an answer. The word spreads, the good old gossiping around about the heroes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very curious as well to see what the counters are going to be. As for now, he's just like your standard ranged boss 4. He can buy aura items. Most likely he wants to go into that Solar Crest, sometimes into Phylactery if you want to go more damage. But the world is really your oyster for this hero. The laning stage is going to be his potential weakest point, but also his strongest. Which basically means they're going to go on Monkey top now.
Let's see if they can pull it off here. He does get the boundless strike, connect onto 2. Soxa dropping fairly low, but Yuragi also getting slowed up by 33, and one more hit should do. He's also got Shockwave ready, so either way, he's going to pick up this first blood for himself. Nice mischief attempt, but of course the Shockwave's going to be finishing him off, and Tundra coming on the board first from out of these two.
And that's your first pick Magnus, right? You're trying to counter it with the Monkey King, and the Monkey King ends up getting first blooded in the laning stage. Definitely not what OG's looking for. Soxa though in a bit of trouble top, a lot of action here.
Stuns available. They do get the kill for themselves, and Chu should be able to walk out from the clutches of 33 as they do find themselves a response kill. Well timed as well, TPing back into the lane into an instant glimpse from Chu. The stuff that you want to work out, but still, I think you're in a bit of a deficit in this top lane since your Monkey King was the first one to fall.
Yeah, just a bit. They're doing okay as far as like the last hits go on the Monkey King. The death isn't great. PS a big wave coming in. I think everything's okay. We could probably check in on this mid lane now. The unconventional Lycan versus the Queen of Pain. Just a little bit behind BCM here, but I think as you get levels in this Lycan, he'll start to get more impact. You kind of notice he went more points in the Feral Impulse. The whole name of the game is to just have health regen so you don't get spammed by the dagger. Queen of Pain realized that, just opts not to go the dagger build at all. A little bit of a smart choice here, I think, because I think it would have been pretty pointless to try and do that. So BZM adapting his playstyle to the matchup.
Yeah, the regen is nice, and also obviously Lycan being one of those universal heroes, you do pack an extra punch in the lane, so you got the two most important things going your way in that 1v1 matchup. So maybe 9 will have some difficulties potentially with rotations from this mid lane. Does he want to even leave his lane? He's got a lot of items lined up that he needs to get in a good timing. So do you use Shapeshift for rotation? That's going to get called out really early. And of course the Quap, maybe the hero that wants to make the move early on at 33. He's trying to go for the skewer play, push Yuragi out of position. Not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, that's kind of why we don't see Lycan a lot in the mid lane. He doesn't make great rotations. You can make some rotations when you have Shapeshift, but that's a 125-second cooldown. It's not going to happen that often. Quap will be better at the rotations throughout the game, but as you leave the lane, Lycan can pressure your tower. He can do a lot of cool things, but he is going to be more of like that farming type mid laner than running around and making space for his team and utilizing the runes.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on the supports as well, where I probably see why Tundra also has the techies in the lineup, because that's also a great counter initiation hero you can add into the mix if the Quap decides to make a rotation to side lane. You have these supports that are able to move around very fast and very comfortable in doing so as well. You're not just babysitting your carry, but you're capable of making those moves around the map. And talking about moves in the bottom lane, Veno actually dropping very low snaking, using the blast off as well, but it's going to be him to drop. DM getting the kill, Aramis just using that charge to follow up after the blast off went off, and DM keeps his life intact.
Yeah, 2 kills now from OG. Tundra and did get the first blood on the Monkey King, but since then they're striking back here. The next timing I'm really going to be looking for is what are they going to do on the 6-minute rune here? Can they get BZM a rune? Outside of that, oh, they may get Soxa again. This is another one of the weaknesses of the Clinks. If you get caught out like this, you're just dead.
Yep. It seems to work out just nicely as well. You've got 2 tools to work with. You've already got Vision, Monkey King with the extra attack range, Primal Spring as well to help you out, and of course the Glimpse. You do have a very capable safe lane duo out of these 2. I'm talking about fighting. There is going to be a TP bottom from Soxa. Looks like they want to punish Aramis for being out of position. Maybe even DM as well. As the Veno, he's going to be slowed down and taken away as the Techies gets himself the final kick in attack. As Aramis also diving into mid with Shapeshift already up on 9. Don't want to battle the wolf there.
Yeah, he used that really early, and this is just to apply some pressure to this tower. The siege wave is here. He's zoning out BZM with his wolves, and Aramis couldn't really help there because he was not high enough. Yeah, he does have a little bit of a level advantage here too. And the 6-minute rune denied by 9 there, so you will not get that shield rune on BZM. Pretty big play.
Now you finally got your level 6 on Quap, holding on to that 1 value point. Is it going to be the Sonic Wave, or yes, it is, of course.
Oh, they're not going to commit on that. Interesting.
Could have been an opportunity for sure. Chu was also making a move. 2 points in Glimpse. Maybe the charge into Glimpse could have made it work out, but not going to try this time. DM also very alone here in this bottom lane. They're going to pull a bit of an attempt here with Soxa. Skitter also making a move. Oh, poor Venno. Not having a fun time. Aramis is just about to charge in, but he's too late.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate when your Venomancer struggles this hard. This isn't a hero that wants to have a bad laning stage. Normally you do see heroes from the last patch, and we're going to see the Wisdom Runes split one apiece here. And then Shu versus Soxa. It's going to be a man fight. Who's going to win this one?
Gonna go all the way with it. The Death Pact used up by Soxa. Snaking coming into the rescue. Oh, Chu, it was a valiant effort, but Yuragi, he comes in for the trade. Gets a kill for the Monkey King. I guess you could call it worth as your carry does rotate in for the kill.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. But the point I was making before was that Venomancer, not a hero that generally uses the Vanguard in the same way as a lot of these tanky melee heroes like the Magnus. You can't really leave him alone. Whereas you see the Clinks make all these rotations now, because 33 does have his early Vanguard here, so it's not going to get any easier for DM, only sitting on level 4 here. Playing versus a Lycan, playing versus the Clinks, a little worried for DM's game here. He needs to be able to find something and some pressure soon.
It wants to at least build some confidence with your team, knowing that this this mag can be left alone, but at the same time, the Venno feels like he's going to be pressured on and on if they just get the opportunity for it. DM already lagging behind a little bit in net worth, but so is the Quap, who has been pushed out. So looking at that mid tower, actually at 100 HP, 9, he's going to finish it off pretty much here with the Skeleton Army rally. Easy, I'm trying to deny it, but not going to happen. 9 gets the mid tower first. And that's only 8.5 minutes in, so a pre-10-minute tower to fall just by yourself. But top lane making a move towards Yuragi. Can they make this one work? They've got RP leveled up, so it's available. Trying to go for the Wukongs and actually gets it out, but he's going to get pushed out with the skewer. Yuragi going to need some backup. Aramis actually finishes off Soxa. Yuragi is still trying to man fight, trying to take it all the way. The life steal kicks in. Clutch moment there from Yuragi as he stays alive for a little bit longer. 33. Oh, he moves away from the mine as well. Still fighting against the Magnus. Max going to have to TP away. And Snaking, he's also going to have to back out of this one, so very good turnaround coming out from OG and Yuragi.
He's using the
close
gate.
clutches.
What's going on here?
Now they're going on to Skitter. Medusa not having a great time. No, straight up to bottom. Yuragi's all over the place.
Then he dies in one hit after the mana shield goes down. What a play by Yuragi. Completely dodges everything in the top lane, uses the mischief perfectly so he can get those Jingo stacks off, and then gates immediately bottom and kills enemy carry, and then top lane Techies ends up going down, and we see 9 with Shapeshift.
And he just forced out Shapeshift pieces. Bye-bye. I'm not going to stay here any longer.
They will get the tower most likely, unless Yuragi, yet again, back in this top lane has something to say.
Let's see what they can do. Kinetic field, it's only up for 2.6 seconds, so the Lycan should be able to run out. Spotting out the Monkey King here to defend the tower. No moves coming out just quite yet. OG, they'd like to get a charge on Ramis. He is currently just sitting in the trees waiting for the vision, and now he's on his way. Glimpse going to be played out. No more Shapeshift 9. This is a really big kill if they can get it. Even the Venno coming in. OG calling it the full-on 5. Let's kill this Lycan, and we surely can do it. Yuragi up in a dominating streak now. 4 kills for the Monkey King, and OG just making it work.
Yeah, 9 playing that way too cocky there. He saw the Disruptor there. His Shapeshift was running out. He thought because the Quap went back to base that he was safe, he could just go and hit that tower forever. And then it did not happen, and it doesn't feel so bad anymore to 5-man rotate and get a kill, because look, they already across the map thanks to the gate here, so things are working out fine for them.
Yeah, their moves have been spotted, however, but I don't think OG really cares about that too much, as setting their sights towards the bottom tier 1 tower, get themselves a bit of a push going and open up the map a little bit. They've already placed down the aggressive vision down those camps, so they know that the Medusa can't play in this area anymore. She's going to have to move deeper into the Radiant jungle to find those camps and keep up that farming pace. But this Monkey King is getting online fairly fast, which is also a positive remark for OG.
I think with Tundra's draft here, things are going to get kind of weird for them pretty soon. If you look at their heroes, they have like Techies and Clink support. Blast Off is their really only stun at the moment with RP. So they're going to want to farm a lot if the map starts getting quite stale. They're really good at farming the map. However, OG's heroes are really good at picking you off when you're farming the map. So it's going to be of like, how much can Tundra get off the map with their heroes, and how much can OG punish? Because OG doesn't necessarily have the greatest heroes, so there's a glimpse happening. And This is what I'm talking
also
about.
the blast off trying to escape, but just gets glimpsed. Yeah.
Like, you don't have the option on OG to out-farm Tundra. It's just not going to happen. Your heroes are worse at it. However, you do have the option to play aggressive and kill them as they're farming, and kills give a lot of gold here. So it's going to be Tundra farming and OG looking to punish.
Well, the first 11 minutes of play, OG up with 9 kills compared to the 4 from Tundra. Despite Tundra having a pretty good early start for themselves, OG has been able to turn the whole course around and being the ones in charge of the pace. See if they can keep it up, and Tundra, can they find any answers? They have spotted out the Spirit Breaker in the top lane. Shapeshift is up 2 seconds. He still has the charge to get away. The Wolves already starting their work. Skitter is just going to get blown up at the same time. Has no durability whatsoever, but Aramis, oh, the right clicks, 9 HP. Just going to be enough for Aramis to escape, but you just lost the Medusa. Talked about those deep wards. They locate her, they find her, take her out of the game.
And we're seeing a little bit of the nerfs that happen to do so. The shield not absorbing as much, getting less base mana from it as well. That early diffusal blade. You're now in a situation where you get solo killed. And you see, they're trying to make plays on Tundra here, but what can you do?
Well, there's no answer whatsoever coming from Tundra at the moment. They will kill off Aramis. Soxa finding a kill, but it's still a 1-for-1. OG, they could potentially keep up the push here. Unless they want to spread out once again and start the hunt for Skitter.
And you're seeing the different approach from Tundra here. You did get the tier 2 top from 9, because he realizes his hero doesn't offer too much in these fights. So he's just going to do... It's going to be Rat Dota. That's all it's going to be. And again... Your Augie's just... hunting
boy.
Skeeter right now. And Skeeter's like, I'm playing Dusa, guys. I'm a late game carry. Give me some space. And Nine's like, sorry, bro. I'm playing Lycan. I got to push out these lanes. I got to farm. You got this Magnus here. He's going Echo Saber. I was like, yeah, sorry, bro. I'm farming too. So Tundra, their timing is not now. It will be later. Things are still fine. Even though they're dying across the map, they are still out farming them. And some capacity is on the map here. However, they got to find a timing when they can fight, and they got to stop the bleeding. It's only less than a 1k gold advantage.
Yeah, and they spotted Sox as well. Another found hero. Charge already locating where he's going. Yoragi is going to be around. They drop a sentry down to make sure this Clink's just going to drop a 33. Can he get in time for the rescue? Soxa's about to drop. They even dropped the Static Storm, prevent him from using that RP. And of course, the Skewer glimpsing him back as well, back into the fray. He's going to be a very tanky boy, but DM's going to be here. Oh, he's going to just miss the Magnus's exit. Yoragi kind of diving deep as well, recognizing this is probably good to leave it here. We just got the Clink's kill. Let's chill for a bit. Or are we going to chill? They're still looking at Magnus. BZM's here. They got the Sonic Wave ready to load it up. Just need to do a little bit more. Glimpse on the Skewer. Beautiful time from Chu. That's the 3rd time he's done it this game. And they will take down the Vanguard Magnus.
I think one of the biggest... Yeah, at this point, with I guess the nerfs did help a little bit, but your Augie's just playing Monkey King. He's got 4 points in stun, 4 points in Jingu, and only 1 point in Tree Dance, which is typically your farming ability. So we're going to see, like, what's better this patch? The map is 40% bigger? Ganking or farming? A lot of people would think that farming this patch could be a lot better. But OG still taking that aggressive approach here, as they will find 9, but he does have Shapeshift.
Yeah, and Chu is around, so Glimpse is ready. We get the early damage. Shapeshift already popped as well. Aramis actually hit Soxa on the way as well, and that Clinks will reveal himself for another kill, but they will finish off Aramis at the same time. However, no Skewer, no RP at least, unless he gets close enough to Yoragi. He tries to get the Wukongs off, and he will, and he's actually going to keep it up. All that tankiness. Skitter still diving in. Can the Monkey King fall? Yes, he will. 33 with a double kill. DM coming over the back as well with BCM and Skitter to drop. They will lose the Medusa once again. They're forced to answer this early aggression, but it will come with casualties. BZM with the double and 33. He's the last one surviving, but will he live to tell the tale? Doesn't quite look like it. He's going to fight against BZM. Aramis is already charging in as well. Tries to get some early poke here as well. Tries to kill Chu with the cleave out of all things, but BZM going to come out with a triple kill and of course a team wipe as well.
Look how long it took him just to take Yoragi out. Finished the Echo Saber there. got his ultimate off. I feel like if they get the RP off before he gets the Wukongs off, he won't get that bonus armor from there, won't do that little bit of extra damage. Maybe that's a bit more clean and they can disengage or take the fight after. But that was a full team wipe from Tundra, just to kill 2 heroes. Sure, Yuragi was a great kill to have, but you don't want to lose your whole team for that, as Clinks... Oh, he's not going to commit for it on Aramis. So I did see the Clinks pick into the Spirit Breaker, and I think that's a little bold. Clinks is good this patch. I think one of the big strengths of the hero right now is the shock value it has. A lot of people don't really understand what the hero does because it was changed so much. But once you understand how this hero functions, getting on top of this hero is as good as ever. He doesn't have ways to defend himself, so playing against bounty hunters or Spirit Breakers is going to be very difficult as usual for this hero.
OG now converting into a push while Aramis locating Soxa in the bottom lane, but the distance to cover for the rest of them to follow is going to take some time. We're going to keep pressuring though. 33 is here, however. He's got some heavy right clicks to provide and take this Spirit Breaker down, but Yuragi looking for the kill onto Soxa. The Clinks should finally fall. And 33 is just on the way out, on the retreat, so that the rest of OG don't catch him. BZM already TPing straight back into mid. There's a dragon pushing the lane. Want to make sure that all these lanes aren't instantly pushed out as you found yourself a kill. So you can talk about Tundra, you talk about the Rat Dota. They're definitely playing that small openings in the map really well, but everything is coming at a cost.
Just the nature of their lineup, right? It's kind of what happens when you play the Lycan mid. You do get early objectives. I think 9 had a dream Lycan start. He got the mid tower, he got the top tower, he got the tier 2 as well. That one death does hurt him a lot. Lycan is one of those heroes that if you do play him as a mid laner, you kind of lose the advantages that a lot of your traditional mid laners will have, which a lot of time is just rune control and scaling. Lycan can scale to a degree, but it's not going to be the same as a Queen of Pain, who can quickly get across the map, play on low cooldowns, and make things happen. It's a lot about just getting your own farm, pushing buildings, and that's just about it. And that's kind of why we haven't seen his present very much, because he's done what he needed to do, but it wasn't enough for the team. They needed so much more.
You needed so much more from it out as well, considering that the Quap was second last in terms of net worth coming out from the laning stage of all the cores, and now just sharing that top with Yuragi on this Monkey King. Both having a great continuation for themselves in the last 6-7 minutes. 3,000 lead as well for OG. However, the win graphs aren't quite agreeing with that for now. They're still giving Tundra a very good chance, but there we go. The Wukongs on top of snaking, and the charge to follow up. He's not even going to get the chance to play this game, or is he? Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Aramis will finish him off there. Sox is still lurking around the area. They're going to find a golem on top of it, so extra funding for OG.
It's going to be the name of the game here for Tundra. Just feed.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
But the dust connected onto Clinks, isolated. Easy kill for OG to clean him out, but the Sonic Wave Static Storm, no RP coming up from 33. Bash coming up from Aramis as well. Gonna skewer him to the high ground as well, but Aramis still fighting to the end, and 33 to drop. There's another Thunderhide in action, and Skitter just trying to disengage and try to find himself an escape route. Can they still find another opening on the south side of this fight? The Thunderhide's just not doing enough damage, and also gonna be dropping to DM and BZM to find another 250 gold in the pocket.
I was going to say, they need to wait until Medusa is able to play the game. I think 33 dying there is pretty big for them. Losing supports, it's fine. Your 3 cores can make up the difference in the gold you lose from dying just by farming the whole map. I think you really just need to spread on Tundra until about that 25-30 minute mark, I'd say, until Medusa does have a couple items to be able to join the fights. But we see with their lineup here that this Lycan mid, it did good. It did everything a Lycan should do. The only thing it did not do is complete their lineup. They don't have that hero that can run around the map and make things happen. Clinks maybe could have done it if he had the perfect game, but this isn't the easiest Clinks game. You're playing versus Spirit Breaker, you're playing versus the Monkey King and the Queen of Pain that can all jump on you. And Soxa is not a player we often see struggling, but he's having a rough game.
Yeah, he definitely is, and he's also the one support on the side of Tundra who does like to get a lot of his farm. Like at the Berlin Major, he was ranked first among all supports in gold. in terms of percentage of team total. So he definitely loves his farm a lot, but he's going to have to get to that point too. Has been slowed down and hindered, but it's not all over for him yet.
He's still making some progress. He has dreams of a nullifier. He just ended up getting the shard, which isn't necessarily the best thing to have with no items. But they do see Yuragi up here. BKB's online though.
Let's see what they can do about this. DM already walking under the tower. Ramos charging up. Yuragi's been slowed down by a lot. So OG not feeling too comfortable going in front of the tier 2 tower, as they all just don't get there at the same time. Also a missed Gale. Tundra, at least they get to chill for a bit. They will lose a tower, denying the Wisdom Rune as well as Saksa. And an instant smoke. Let's see what they can do with this. They're heading towards the middle area, suspecting someone's going to be defending the mid lane. They see BZM has gone back. What can they accomplish here? Potentially
we'll
DM could be a catch. Maybe if they silence BZM, it's an opportunity. There we go. RP into the blast off, and that is going to be a clean kill. Or is it? 6 HP? Are you kidding me? BZM! Oh, I don't know if you can call that even calculated, but 6 HP from dying is just not enough. They're going to lose snaking. They're going to lose 9 as well with the shapeshift being used. That's a 2-minute cooldown. Oh, boy. Sox is going to make it out because the Glimpse was already used, but oh man, Tundra, that hurts. That is Spain without the S.
Yeah, that was definitely rough. It's funny because the difference between that kill or not may have been the fact that Snaking went to drop a proximity mine instead of just doing one right click. And that 6 HP could have made the difference there. Tundra just really not catching a break whatsoever here. Very unfortunate for them.
And they found Skitter. Oh, he's got no backup. He's going to TP out, but Aramis not going to make there in time. He's good. He's good.
Yeah. But it's like, what's Skitter trying to accomplish this game? Maybe Butterfly is going to be a timing in which he can make something happen, but Monkey King's swimming in gold by the time he sees this Butterfly online. In fact, Skeeter's just going to walk around with the Eagle Song. So the moment he shows, I wouldn't be surprised if Yuragi's just like, alright, instantly queue up the MKB or the Bloodthorn and take your pick, burst through that evasion, and then you lose your timing right there as Medusa. But they're going to have to play around that. We'll see if this Butterfly on the Medusa is going to be what brings him back into this game or not.
Monkey King also making work towards the Harpoon. They found Saksa as they were taking Roshan. The BZM to pick himself another kill. Currently 7-0-6 on the Queen of Pain. Topping the net worth board as well. Everything looking pretty shiny for OG if they can just keep up this tempo, because everything is going according to their game plan right now. What's the worst thing that could happen to them? And I'm not talking necessarily, well, of course, if they lose a team fight, that could probably be it. But is there something else to it?
The worst thing that could happen to OG? Well, I don't know, there's a lot of ways to answer that, but in game, the worst thing that could probably happen to them is most likely just losing fights. Their lineup is really good from ahead, but if they lose map control, it'll be a lot more difficult for them to play the game.
Yeah, I also feel like if they just go passive as they are looking for 9 in the top.
He's gonna TP? No, what?
No, sir.
Maybe he dies regardless there, and he just wants to force out the Sonic Wave, but that was never gonna work.
Nope. Ramos, Shadow Blade attempt, but there's a sentry down on the ground, so he's not going to make his way away. Yeah, losing that Shapeshift Lycan once again. No playmaking capability for Tundra. But I guess with OG, if you let go of the throttle, basically, if you just go passive, I think that's just an easy win condition for Tundra.
Yeah, for sure, if they decide to go passive, but I don't think they will do that unless they lose a team fight. So it's going to have to stem off of them losing map control. And generally when teams do start to play passive, it's because they don't know what to do. And there's no way in hell that OG doesn't know exactly what to do. Not a single thing has gone poorly for them yet in this game.
Roggy playing behind enemy lines here with Snaking's Techies.
Okay, are we going to get
bringing him back?
Skewered in, or...
At least he's not going to give away
there it is.
The Aegis right away. He's going to have to fight for it. 33 right against him. Skitter going to be joining the battle as well. Looking for the RP mischief use as well. Aegis burnt Yuragi. He doesn't even have the full team. There are only just 3 here. Skitter Not gonna pop the Stone Gaze right away, but they're happy with this. DM taking some hits from the clicks here. Wukong's command used up as well. Medusa mana pool almost completely depleted. Has to be careful of his positioning. Aramis looking for the Nether Strike. Gets the connection. Will cost his life, but Skinner to drop in 3 hits from Uraki and BCM. And now Saksa also on the side, snaking. He's got his full arsenal ready, but the fight's not ready for him. 33 looking for the RP, but at least gets himself a skewer play to catch the Disruptor. Saksa already down. Chew to fall. 33 also very low on HP, but the Sonic Wave's gonna finish him off. 9 still running around with that fresh shapeshift and BCM. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, he's done that before. Every time he sees the Lycan approach, and he's just gone.
So much relies on this Magnus to make things happen. He does have the Harpoon available, which we did see, I think it was Berlin, was Ace doing it, just the Blink Harpoon into Skewer back combo. Basically the new Shard for Magnus, like the old Shard that was being abused at TI-10. This one feels like it has similar vibes to that. And Monkey King decided Harpoon's a cool item, he's going to build one of his own.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, the Monkey King Harpoon was a little interesting as well. He's using it against Medusa in a way to keep Medusa inside of the ring a bit longer. It's not a lot, but everything helps out. And as you mentioned, it does give more stats and does have a little bit of utility if you don't have the ability to get on top of a hero. Maybe you can get on top of, you know, the Clinks from a distance or the Medusa. Help you get off some Jingus so you can get your Boundless Strike off.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
If he's going for this this Medusa to build up those stats, then for sure this Monkey King with those Jingu stacks is just gonna obliterate you super fast.
Yeah, you do have the Butterfly for protection now, so if this isn't good enough, I'm not sure what will be. As the net worth advantage is still going the way of OG and continuing Saksa. Good luck with that.
Yeah, they're coming to help him out. 33 is considering going back in, but doesn't look like a fight they can take. They also spot the Disruptor on the side. Chu's got full vision and information. Gonna find the, yeah, I mean, they're going for the Saksa kill, but now the Medusa feeling like a bit open here. E-Blade popped on top of the Medusa, ain't going anywhere. Skinner into the Static Storm from Chu. Yeah, he's just gonna have to forfeit your life here. Man, yeah, Chu's positioning here, like, they're already fighting Saksa. They know they're going to kill him under the tower. 33, he's not feeling, you know, we don't actually have the damage if I go in and RP. I'll give my life away as well. But Chu, meanwhile, he's moving in the jungle side, looking for a ward positioning while also getting information that there's probably more heroes here and spots the Medusa. Could it be better than that?
It really can't. I think if you're OG right now, you feel like the whole map is yours, and you would be correct in that assessment. As Tundra, I can't see what they can possibly do right now. I think their best hope is going to be a risky play, and that'll be just group up as 5, try to bait a fight out. Then you're not farming the map at the same time. But what timings are you looking for right now? I see 9 has boosted travel queued up, so is Tundra's approach really just going to be, let's never fight, just keep feeding, and hopefully we can make that 40-minute mark where Dota gets super crazy, maybe the 60-minute mark, and then we can change some 20k advantage our way. We'll have to see, but they're going to group up now.
At least that 60-minute timer does allow you to get those Necro books on the Lycan.
Oh, yeah. Really a throwback there.
Yeah, really a throwback for sure. Oh, the good old days.
Lycan just hasn't been the same since the removal of Necro 3. But what can you do? And this is a risky jump. I think DM knows that they might be smoked, but they're going to go for it anyway. Is it a Jabate?
Okay. Oh, he's got the halberd ready to pop as well, but the DM's not going to be tanky enough to survive. As I'm saying that, he does get his ulti off. And now we also get the Sonic Wave to connect. That's going to be 33 to drop, but Aramis does get stunned up by the Mystic Gaze. And now Yuragi, he's in between multiple heroes, but Skitter is the one they want, and Skitter is the one they will get. Snaking a 9, both trying to TP out. One will make it, the other will fall behind. Now Soxa as well, still fighting against Aramis here, but with no luck. 4 heroes dead from Tundra. And what did they get? We got a Veno.
It was just more of a desperation play. They felt like they needed to make that play work. They were already smoked. If they play the map, they try pushing top, they try pushing bottom, it's going to be the same old story. They're going to get charged, or Yuragi's going to be waiting in some tree. They're going to feed. I feel like they're just in a very difficult position this game to do anything.
As you can see, like that's the opening that they get, basically. OG's very split around the map, but they're still capable of getting there in time. And Medusa's positioning, right? Like Skitter, he wants to use the gaze to go aggressively, while they've actually caught Yuragi with the RP on live camera, and he's the one to drop behind the tier 2 tower. Yuragi, what were you doing there? It's not the first time I see the man play in this area.
Yeah, his only deaths... Well, how many deaths? He has 3, I guess.
He lost the Aegis there. You know, he's lost his life. Yeah, it's like... gives me some TI-11 flashbacks. It's like Yuragi. You remember that that one game where OG just had their player drop, couldn't reconnect to the server. Very, very long pause.
Yes,
he died in front of the tier 3 tower all by himself. Nobody was around. What was he doing? He was just trying to push.
And these deaths are costly, but as they will potentially get 9 here.
Potentially, Shapeshift is ready, but stun into stun. A lot of take damage as well. Yeah, nice. He's not going anywhere. Another kinetic field dropped by Chu. Gonna save himself. The Ghost Scepter dropped as well, so Soxa can't get any hits onto Chu either. Do find an answer, even if the Monkey King is dead. Oh, they found the techies a bit accidentally there.
Oh, they were searching for him. They just weren't able to get the glimpse. Without the vision, just wasn't quite there. You do have to be a little bit worried here, though. Just a little bit, if you're OG. You dying like that on Yuragi is pretty big, because the items, they're going to come online eventually. Clinks is going for that Nullifier, which will make it so this Monkey King, his Jingo, constantly gets purged off. So you'll have avenues of bursting him a little bit better. So that'll be a big timing from them as well. Medusa's Medusa. She's going to keep scaling into this game. And I don't think you have the best scale on OG. You can make up for the scale with net worth, just by continuously playing the map, having more items than your opponent. But if the net worth ever drops to even, Tundra's going to make up for a lot of the issues with their draft through itemizations. So if you're OG, you're not scared yet, but I think you need to regroup, not make any more big mistakes like that. Play for Roshan. It shouldn't be that hard to do, but just play a bit more, not passive, but disciplined.
Yeah, discipline would definitely be the reward here. Ramas fighting against Soxa and will find the kill. So how does that translate into decision making as a team, especially? Do they feel like we're forced to really like go in 6th gear and just go for the maximum, or are we just going to have to face the reality that the opponent's team is going to be picking up these big items and the game is still not at a decisive moment for us to win the game? How does the decision making happen at this point of the game for OG?
Oh, just play the map the same way you have been playing it. Try not to make as many mistakes. If you have a 15k gold advantage, I think you're totally fine in this game. Regardless of how late it goes, your heroes will be fine as long as you're scaling. It really just comes down to not throwing that lead away. Getting the Roshan. Now Yuragi will have Aegis yet again here. We'll have a cheese for the Queen of Pain. And I think the Queen of Pain is going to be the big X factor in this game. I talked about Lycan versus Queen of Pain. Who scales better than late game? It's not even a question. It's going to be the Quab.
Oh, they've got the Shapeshift already popped from 9. He's trying to take out Chu as quickly as possible. Aramis getting the beautiful 2-man charge stun into the boundless strike on both of these heroes, and Chu will get the walk away, even losing the golem in the process. Just baiting them out there. Man, this guy has been playing such a good game on this Disruptor. It's not the easiest game. It feels like this could be a game where Disruptor has like 15 deaths. He's got 2.
A lot of it has to do with how well he's itemizing as well. He went for the Pavis into the Solar Crest, now he's got a Ghost Scepter. Really just building to keep himself survivable and his team. Going all for the auras, not much has changed about the patch in that regard. Building auras is still the strongest, not going for the Agnum Scepter, which is also really powerful, but really just prioritizing staying alive from the Lycan. Realizing Lycan's job in this game is to kill the Veno, to kill probably the Monkey King's out of the question now. He wants to kill Veno and he wants to kill the Disruptor, but they're so damn tanky now. Venomancer with the Crimson Guard, with the Halberd. Lycan's not killing anything anymore. He's only got an AC and a Helm of the Overlord.
They also scouted out Soxa once again. Pretty deep behind enemy lines, but DM
There's a
with the gem, he's a bit too far away. Okay, Soxa, he's got nowhere to run. Going to get spotted. He'll get on a real fight for his life at least. He's really taking it all the way. But they will find 9 at the same time of the high ground as OG just pushing their advantage, and that's a ticket for the tier 3.
Yeah, we've kind of seen throughout the whole game here, right? Tundra doesn't necessarily have a game plan. Their game plan was to do Tundra things, have the more efficient lineup. But efficiency doesn't really matter if Yuragi's just running around the map, destroying you, and you can't farm anywhere. So a lot of credit goes to Yuragi here, how well he's playing this game.
He's still got the Harpoon available as well, Skidder. He can't really run away. The Kinetic Field, the Static Storm. And the Medusa still slowly dropping, but as the Hamana Pool disappears, that's an easy kill for OG. And that's no buyback on the Medusa as well. 76 seconds gone. Techi's going to get charged to the back line as well. 33, still trying to battle it in the front, but he's got no more damage. I think Tundra, they're pretty much done for at this point. They just don't have the tools to fight back against OG. But they will probably still give another attempt. This bottom lane, though, that's completely gone.
That's what I was kind of doing there at the end there. I was kind of just reading their eulogy, as I didn't see any way of them really getting back into this game here. They don't have ways to take these fights. The way they drafted really was set up for them to snowball the game. They had a decent job of doing that, but they couldn't find that little extra piece of the puzzle to continue the snowball. Or more so, OG shut it down with a Spearbreaker and Monkey King play.
Yeah. Most importantly, BZM, he's going to play a flawless game at this pace. 20-0-13. That's a 33 KDA for the Queen of Pain mid here for BZM. And everything just seems to click perfectly. Maybe the first 8 minutes were going good for Tundra with efficiency in terms of having that overwhelming power to push down objectives. But OG, just those early rotations into the point we've got into this game has just been a one constant avalanche. They're very happy with their results here in this game 1. And at least setting themselves on a path to potentially start building into a series victor versus Tundra. Of course, we're not that far, but winning game 1 is already a whole lot more considering how many wins they have against Tundra in the past 12 months. But Medusa, one more final fight, just completely, you could technically say, disarmed, as he's got no bow to shoot and all that control. GG called, Tundra will tap out. OG take the first game with a massacre of 52 kills.
Yeah, this one wasn't very close at the end of the day. I think Tundra, they'll be able to quickly look back at their drafting here.